Hi, good evening. At least it's evening here. And this morning I decided that I was going to try and post every day for at least a week. Um, we'll see how it goes after that. But at the very least, I wanted to give this a really good shot. I posted yesterday for the first time. You can check out that video. It's basically about me rambling about who I am, introducing myself, kind of giving you an idea of why I started this channel, the reason I say and anyhow a lot, and a myriad of other things that are just not really that important. My name is Rose, and welcome to my channel, My Mid 60s Life. So, as I mentioned, I am in my mid 60s, and today I think I want to talk about what I did today. Um, I did talk about how I still work and I am a real estate agent, although this channel has nothing to do with real estate. If you have a general question, I can try and answer it, but I am in New York City, and those questions would have to be very specific to this market. But again, this is not a real estate channel. I repeat, this is not a real estate channel. This is just me saying hello, trying to build community, and maybe share some experiences with people of a similar age. So I usually start my mornings with a very specific ritual that I try and stick to. I meditate in the morning. I also do pray, um, even if it's for, 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm always cognizant of gratitude and what I'm grateful for. So that pretty much starts my day. That doesn't mean my life is perfect. It doesn't mean that things don't go wrong. It just means that I am grateful for things that I have, things that I am able to still do. And I try really hard to make sure that I can do these things. After I meditate, I typically journal, although lately that's sort of taken a sidestep because I'm working on other things. I recently started a Substack account, if you know what that is. It's really fabulous. Substack.com. You can follow all kinds of people, subscribe to their articles and their notes and their posts, which is really a lot of fun. I am what I like to call a frustrated writer. And that's part of what I like to do. So in the mornings, I usually work on that a little bit. This morning was no different. It was Wednesday, so I needed to post my goal for today, which I did. I'm very happy about that. After that, I decided that I was going to go to the office and show off my new equipment, if you will. I just got some basic stuff. I've got some mics, which you can see right here. I have this pretty cool tripod with a magnetic holder, so my phone kind of just stays still. It's really a lot of fun. And in the office, my broker and I were chatting about doing certain things for social media. He had a new listing, so to test out the equipment, I said, "Hey, let's just play with this." So I recorded him talking about his new listing, which was a lot of fun. And after that, we posted it to social media. So, what else did I do? Somewhere along the line, my sister decided that she wanted to have lunch. So she sent me a text and said, "Are you available for lunch?" And I was. I was just basically working on some paperwork today. Didn't have any client appointments, so that made it easy. And she stopped by and we went to a local restaurant. Recently, I joined a firm that was closer to my home. And even though the other firm I worked for was very cool, I decided that I just wanted to be physically closer to home for an office. I don't like working from home. I never did. I worked from home back when I was on Wall Street, and it was before remote work was even a thing. It was something we sort of figured out how to do, and the novelty wore off after about 6 months because in that environment, which was incredibly dynamic, it was really difficult to be so far away from your colleagues. Whenever you needed someone right away, you couldn't find them, you couldn't get them, you had to interrupt somebody else to find them. So the remote work for me was not really something I enjoyed doing. Like I said, after about 6 months, totally, I'm a people person. I like being around other people. I like the energy. I like exchanging ideas. I'm not saying remote work is terrible. It works for some people and depending on your job. But in that situation, honestly, I didn't like it. So fast forward to where I am now, I have a perfectly fine home office, but I find sometimes that I just want to be around other people. And when you get to be a certain age, maybe it happens at every age. I don't really recall. I was always very, very busy in my life. But once you get to a certain age, your circle starts to really get smaller if you're not conscious of expanding it. And the same people are not necessarily always going to be available or in your life or around you. So you have to make a concerted effort to go out and find a way to connect with other people. For me, it's work. I enjoy what I do. I work with really cool people, fun, younger than I am, which is really the best part. Even at my old firm, I worked with a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds. And honestly, we always had a good time. They'd seek me out for God knows what reason. I always thought that it was ridiculous. And I would say, don't you people have friends your own age? But they liked hanging out with me. We always found time to laugh and enjoy each other's company. And it never felt weird or odd. So where I am now, same thing. We just join each other's company. We brainstorm. We come up with ideas. We do things that help us evolve the day. Why am I saying all this? I guess part of the thing today was about connection and community, and for me, connection and community is really a vital part of who I am. I have a family I adore. But also, when you live by yourself, you have to really make an effort. It's very easy. It's very easy to just disconnect. And let me tell you, I do that, especially during the winter. When people want to just cocoon in their home, I'm famous for that. I will, sit home. I'll read. I'll sometimes knit, not very well, but just to do something, watch TV, whatever it is. I actually like getting really cozy when it's cold outside and it gets dark early. I know that's not a popular thing, but I enjoy it. But I also enjoy when the weather is warmer and you can get outside. I like to bike ride, so I do that as often as I can. Not a big fan of the gym. Do it because I have to. But I'll talk about that another time, why it's really important to be physically active. But I think at a certain age, our mental state, if we don't watch it, and I'm not talking about mental illness here. I'm not a doctor. We're not discussing that at all. What I'm just talking about is making sure that at certain points in your life, especially as we get older and it gets easier to just do nothing, that you have to make an effort to do something. For me, it's work. For other people, it might be volunteering. It might be taking a part-time job just to get out. I'll tell you a little story. Many, many, many years ago, I got a job at a Fortune 500 company, which happened to be a national retailer. I won't mention the name of the company because it's irrelevant. But I remember that they hired a lot of older people to sort of be the gatekeepers at the door. And there was this one gentleman who was, I think, in his mid to late 80s. I don't recall. And I remember thinking to myself one day, gee, how sad that someone at that age still has to work. It didn't dawn on me until probably recently that that may not have been the case at all. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know his life, I didn't know his circumstances. He was well loved, he loved everybody. And it occurred to me, especially now that I'm in my mid 60s, it occurred to me that he didn't necessarily do it for the money, because I can't imagine that it was a tremendous amount, even though every little bit helps. He only worked like, I think, 2 days a week and part time at that. But I think the important takeaway for me was he did it for the community. He was surrounded by young people, he was surrounded by all different types of people. He came to work, he was always in a good mood. I still remember his name, and he was just like one of the nicest men. And I thought that was great. I thought it was such a wonderful way for someone of that age, at any age, to just be part of community. And that's probably why I work. A lot of the reason. It's to stay engaged, because let me tell you, it's really easy to just not do that at all. I think it's very helpful to be able to have dinner out occasionally and socialize when you can. I'm a big fan of socializing. I'm a big fan of dining out. I mean, I love to do that. It doesn't have to be any place crazy. Just to be able to grab something with, a family member or a friend or a colleague or an acquaintance. You just have conversation, and it doesn't have to be anything deep or spiritual, which it can be, but it's really about connection. So I guess the point of this whole conversation might just be that connection and how important and vital it is. So, if I can give you a tip, I would say if you're able, if you're able to do something like that, whether get a part-time job or consulting or, I don't know, volunteering somewhere, even if it's for a few hours a week, it doesn't have to take up your entire week. I know that people are fans of saying, oh, I'm retired, I can do whatever I want. Yeah, that's the point. I retired from my corporate job 11 years ago. And I found very quickly, after an attempt at a very failed novel, I learned very quickly that it's very easy to get lost and do nothing. And you make the excuses every day that I'll get to it tomorrow. And little by little, it creeps up on you. So I decided that that wasn't really for me. So I'll work till, I don't know, till I feel like not working, I guess. I haven't tapped into Social Security yet. I don't have any plans to do that for at least another few years. I'm going to try and hold out till 70. And don't come at me with comments about I should do this and I should do that. I've done all the math, and that works for me. If that changes, I can change that. So not a tremendous deal. Anyhow, that's my spiel for today. This is my second video in 2 days. I hope to post again tomorrow, and have a great night, and I'll see you soon.